The back alley has been the city of Dallas. It's here, amongst the Texas State Fair celebration, where more than 75,000 fans gather to witness the war. Oklahoma and Texas will settle the score before a packed house inside the Cotton Bowl. And welcome live inside the fabled Cotton Bowl to the sights and sounds of one of college football's greatest rivalries. Texas Longhorns onto the field, led by head coach David McWilliams. Texas 2-1 with victories over Penn State and Rice, a loss to Colorado. Sooners under second-year head coach Gary Gibbs. It's a beautiful college football Saturday in Dallas, Texas, where today Oklahoma and Texas butt heads for the 85th time. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. I'm Sean McDonough, along with Coach Mike Gottfried. We're delighted to have you with us for one of the great rivalries in all of college sports, Texas and Oklahoma. They're meeting for the 85th time. Since 1929, they've played here in Dallas. Since 1937, they've met here at the Cotton Bowl. Mike, this is truly a special rivalry.
It is a special rivalry, Sean, and I'll tell you, I refer to it as an alumni game. As a head coach, you've got to win this football game more times than you lose it. David McWilliams has won it once. Gary Gibbs has not won this game yet. This is a special rivalry because it's two states against each other. It's two conferences against each other. It's two cities and campuses against each other. The other thing that's important is 5 times Oklahoma has played Oklahoma State and then came back and played Texas. Texas has won all 5 of those meetings. Don't sell Texas short. They're an underdog in this ball game. They very well could win this football game.
And Oklahoma did indeed play Oklahoma State last week. Down the sidelines this afternoon, we are joined by our colleague, Kevin Kiley.
Thank you, Sean. Just a little bit about the Cotton Bowl. We're in Dallas, 200 miles to the north, Norman, Oklahoma, 200 miles to the south, Austin, Texas. The Cotton Bowl seats 75,000 people, and the seats are only 8 paces from the field. I paced it off myself, and that means 75,000 of the most rabid, enthusiastic fans you'll ever see will be heard this afternoon. It's frightening, it's a little bit exciting, but there's really no place like it in college football. Back upstairs.
David McWilliams trying to bring Texas back to national prominence in college football. The Sooners trying to remain unbeaten in 1990. We'll have the opening kickoff after this.
At Compaq, before we build our laptop personal computers, we put you in the picture. We study your workload on the road, factor in working conditions, see how much you have to do, and how fast you have to do it. This is why more people use rugged, compact, portable, and laptop PCs than any other. So you can carry the high performance of Compaq wherever you want to go. Or wherever you have to go. Compaq. It simply works better.
Liberty Mutual presents The Fire That Never Happened. Because we continually work to prevent fires, even to giving Liberty Mutual homeowners special insurance discounts when they install smoke detectors. Caring for people is why America believes in liberty.
Lovely evening.
America believes in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Once, there were a few proud men of adventure, men of courage, men who knew the meaning of honor. There still are, the Marines. We're looking for a few good men.
Most people don't think about high efficiency till it's too late. But if your home doesn't have an efficient Heil furnace, you could be throwing money right up the chimney. A Heil furnace keeps you warm without freezing the rest of your budget. Heil Home Heating Systems, the energy savers.
ESPN's presentation of college football, Texas and Oklahoma, is brought to you by High Performance Compact Personal Computers. Compact, it simply works better. And by Liberty Mutual. For your insurance and financial service needs, America believes in Liberty Mutual. The largest Ferris wheel in the world. Just one of the highlights of the Texas State Fair. And the centerpiece of the fairgrounds of the state of Texas, the Cotton Bowl. As Kevin kindly told you, half of the Cotton Bowl filled with Oklahoma supporters, the other half occupied by the rooters from Texas. Coach Gary Gibbs, the youthful-looking 38-year-old head coach in his second season as head man at Oklahoma. 12-4 overall, 5-0 this year, and ranked number 4 in the nation. Texas won the toss and deferred. It's the first time Oklahoma has lost the toss this year. The kickoff from Mike Pollock goes out of the end zone, and Oklahoma gets it 1st and 10 at its own 20-yard line. Steve Collins leads the Sears Die-Hard starting lineup for Oklahoma. He's a sophomore. The running backs, Ike Lewis and Mike McKinley. McKinley the fullback, Lewis the tailback. The wide receivers, Arthur Guess and Ted Long. Steve Collins. He starts at quarterback. It's likely that we will see the freshman Cale Gundy as well. A delay to Ike Lewis. Plenty of running room. And a gain of 8. Brian Lewis brought him down, number 60, with help from Stanley Richard, number 18. The rest of the Oklahoma Sooners on offense. The tight end is Adrian Cooper, a senior. Randy Wallace is the center of the offensive line. The guards, Sawatsky and Medice. The tackles, Miller and Houston.
Oklahoma's got to establish the fullback right away. That's something Texas has to stop them from doing.
Lewis picked up 8 on the first play from scrimmage. He gets the call again on 2nd and 2 and appears to have the first down as he slid across the 30. For the Texas Longhorns on defense, there's Sears Die-Hard starting lineup. Which we'll get to in a moment. But as you can see from the spot of the football, Ike Lewis did not pick up the first down. They spotted him down just shy of the 30.
Oklahoma will either give the ball to the fullback here or quarterback sneak and try to pick the first down up.
That's indeed what they go to, and Collins has the first down out to the 33-yard line. Now the Texas Longhorns, we promise you. Shane Dronette and Oscar Giles, the defensive ends. The tackles, James Patton and Tommy Jeter. The middle linebacker is number 60, Brian Jones, a legendary number at Texas. We'll tell you more about that later. Boone Powell and Anthony Curl, the outside linebackers. The corners, Mark Berry and Grady Kapnis. And the safeties, Lance Gunn and Stanley Richard. And Mike, that secondary plays a lot of man-to-man coverage.
They do, and they're strong in the secondary. They'll make a lot of plays tackling on the option.
On first down, Lewis lost the football. The Longhorns have it at the 41-yard line. James Patton, number 92, came up with the football.
See here on the option, they forced the pitch. Number 99, Tommy Jeter's going to strip the ball right here on the hit by James Patton. And then Texas recovers the ball. Big turnover early in the ball game here. Texas needs to move it and take it on in.
1st and 10 Longhorns at the 41 of Oklahoma. Less than 2 minutes into the football game, a fumble by Lewis and the recovery by Patton. Phil Brown, the freshman, took a heavy hit on the first play from scrimmage for Texas.
Texas will show a lot of formations to Oklahoma right now.
And their offense is led by sophomore Peter Gardere. In the backfield behind him, Chris Samuels and Phil Brown. The wide receivers, Johnny Walker and Keith Cash. And the tight end is Keith Cash's twin brother, Kerry Cash. Todd Smith, the center. The guards, Dwayne Miller and Jeff Boyd. And the tackles, Chuck Johnson and Stan Thomas. No gain on first down, 2nd and 10. Gardere lost the football, and the Sooners have it back. No contact. Gardere simply lost it as he backed away from the center, and Proctor Land came up with the fumble recovery for Oklahoma.
Some anxious moments here early in the ball game. Both teams turning the ball over, and both teams are not known for turning the football over. Peter Gardere, the quarterback, the ball never got to him. I don't know whether he pulled his hands out too soon or the snap missed his hands. But a very, very costly turnover right here, Sean.
Oklahoma, 5th in the nation in turnover ratio. They've given one away and taken one away here in the first 2.5 minutes. 12:31 to play in a scoreless first quarter. Collins' first pass incomplete. Flag down on the play, thrown in the offensive backfield. Mike McKinley was the intended receiver.
I was telling Sean.
Both teams today, Sean, will use 2 quarterbacks. Cale Gundy will come in and spell Steve Collins. He's more of an eye passing type quarterback. Steve Collins more of an option quarterback.
A walk-off against Oklahoma. Personal foul to call.
It's an SEC officials group.
And the referee today is Al Ford from Florence, Alabama.
I think this is what you'll see more and more in college football. When you have a game of this magnitude, 2 different conferences, they'll go to another conference for a refereeing crew. Oklahoma's not a big passing team, so 1st and long yards, what they have to do now is just try to get it gradually back with the option and trying to get the ball to the tailback.
This is 1st down and 32 for the Sooners. The fullback McKinley up the middle through a gaping hole. He has the 1st down in Texas territory at the 43-yard line. A 38-yard gain for Mike McKinley.
As we talked early, watch the trap here. Watch the left guard trapping right here on the defensive end. Mike McKinley breaks through the trap, and he has good speed. The thing that Texas has to shut down is that trap, as I said early in the ball game.
Lance Gunn made the tackle for Texas. Joel Brewer with the carry. We got a couple to the 40. Gain of 2.5 for Brewer, the sophomore from Lawton, Oklahoma.
Sean, the player that has to help stop that trap is Brian Jones, the middle linebacker, number 60. A trap play is a play where they influence the offensive lineman on the defensive lineman and make him think he's coming through very free, and then all of a sudden the lineman, offensive lineman from the backside traps him. That's something that Texas has to stop today.
2nd and 8, no score. We played 3.5 minutes. It's been wild already. Brewer, a couple of yards short of a 1st down. He went out at the 34-yard line.
Tackle was made by Stanley Richard. One thing about option teams is they really don't have anybody assigned to block the safety. Stanley Richard will probably end up this football game as the leading tackler because he's somebody who has to fill both lanes from his free safety spot.
He's a veteran, a 50-year senior and a 3-year starter. 3rd down. 2 yards to go for the Oklahoma 1st down. Brewer again. Did not appear to pick it up. Needed just short of the 32. He went down right at the 33.
Well, this is his first call that Gary Gibbs is going to have to make. Looks like he's going for the first down right here. Both teams would like to draw blood first. This is key in a rival football game. Big play in this football game early.
4th and less than a yard for Steve Collins and the Sooners. Brewer. It'll be close. It will depend on the spot.
Sean, Texas didn't go to a short yardage defense here because they're afraid of the option. You can't bring everybody inside in a short yardage situation because they do run the option. They're outside on you. So right here, they just played a normal defense, and Oklahoma got the first down.
By less than a half yards, the Sooners pick it up. They have 1st and 10 now at the 32 of Texas.
Now you're in a position, Oklahoma, you can do a lot of things. You can play action pass, you can run that trap again with a fullback, or you can try to get outside on the option. They have Otis Taylor in the backfield right now. He's a good receiver. They can shift him out.
And they do. That's Taylor in motion. McKinley rambled for 38 yards on his first carry. That time he gets very little.
They ran the trap there, Sean, and they closed it. One thing about the trap play, as I said earlier, the person getting trapped must close the running lane, and he did that on that particular play. Shane Dronette.
Coach David McWilliams on the sidelines and a part of this Texas-Oklahoma game for the 23rd time.
Unbalanced line to the left.
McKinley picked up a yard. Tommy Jeter, number 99, the junior from Deer Park, Texas, made the tackle.
Texas did not get fooled by the unbalanced line here. Oklahoma put all their linemen to the left side except the guard and the tight end to the right and tried to run the trap. They felt like Texas would move over with it. They did not move their defensive line, so they may come back to go to an unbalance and run to it the next time. Look for the option here.
On 3rd down and 9. The option, Collins, 1 yard, and that's all. And several Longhorns greet him at the 30-yard line.
Here's where, Sean, if Cale Gundy's in there at the quarterback, they would have probably thrown on that down. But with Steve Collins, he's more of an option quarterback, so they're going to run what he does best. Now they're going to try to get a field goal and come ahead with the 3-point lead here.
The field goal kicker is R.D. Lasher, senior from Plano, Texas. This is a try of 47 yards. It's long enough, and it's good. With room to spare, R.D. Lasher drives it through from 47, and Oklahoma is on the board first. 3-0 Sooners will return to the Cotton Bowl in just a moment. Presentation of college football, Texas at Oklahoma, is brought to you by Volvo, the car that's famous for its safety, durability, and longevity. And by Budweiser, Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. You had a look a moment ago at cutting horses, part of the State Fair of Texas.
In this kickoff, there's a lot of speed on this field right now, and both special teams have to play even. Neither team would want the other team to get an edge on here, but there's so much speed. Special teams could become a factor in this ball game. Long runs. Texas, when they get the ball, I look for them to throw on first down, Sean. They're a first down throwing team, very short passes underneath, trying to work against the linebackers, and then running on second down and trying to set up a third and short yardage situation.
Both teams look jittery here in the early going, as you might expect.
I think they are, and they'll settle down now, and we're going to see a great football game.
Brad Riddell, the punter, handles the kicking off, and it's down by Chris Samuels, 4 yards deep in the end zone. An interesting scoring drive for the Oklahoma Sooners. It covered just 28 yards. They backed up all the way to their 20 as a result of the personal foul penalty. Big 38-yard run by Mike McKinley, the key, and Lasher's field goal makes him 7 for 9 in that area this year.
As a coach, you'd like to see your team answer the score. A lot of times when a team scores, you want to come right back and answer it. And this is an important drive early for Texas.
Peter Gardere, the sophomore, his father played football at Texas.
He's running for his life at the moment. Has a hole and has 6 yards. They'll spot him down at the 25 for a gain of 5. Good scrambling by Peter Gardere.
That was a counter pass, and it wasn't open. And Peter Gardere did the right thing. Rather than force the ball in, he's a good enough runner that he can pick up some yards. Their second-team quarterback, Jimmy Saxton, who I believe we'll see today, is also a quarterback with good speed and is more of an option quarterback. So both teams have a couple different quarterbacks that they can use. Watch Chris Samuels right here on a pass.
Gardere looks for Samuels and has him. Chris Samuels still on his feet in Oklahoma territory and down at the 40. Nice run by Samuels and a nice call, Coach.
Well, as you look at this, Oklahoma is running a 2-deep coverage, which means they're going to roll a corner up on the wide receiver. There's room between the linebacker and corner. They're going to work Chris Samuels there all day. Here's the replay, and you see Peter Gardere with a good throw. The linebacker made a good effort. Chris Samuels with a good play.
First and 10, Texas. The Longhorns trail 3-0. The freshman Brown squirts to the 36-yard line. And now a flag comes in as there was some pushing and shoving after the play. And it looks like Oklahoma is going to be penalized for a late hit.
Oklahoma's now had 2 penalties, 2 personal foul penalties. And you get in this situation, I know Gary Gibbs probably talked to him about it in the ball game. You know a lot of these players. Most of these players are from Texas.
After the play is over, here's the extracurricular activity, and there's the shot to the back of the head delivered by Chris Wilson, the junior. Coach Gary Gibbs says Wilson has been his best defensive player this year.
They see that in the Hollifield Douglas fight, but not here.
Here it cost you 15 and gives Texas a first down at the 21. The quick hitter, Johnny Walker, inside the 10 with a first down at the 8-yard line. First catch for Johnny Walker, the senior from San Antonio.
Texas ran 3 receivers to the right side and ran the quick slant to Johnny Walker on the left side. He's got such speed that he could break that kind of play.
Terry Ray brought him down after a gain of 13. Phil Brown. What a hit from Wilson, but he kept his balance. And now he's swarmed under by 3 defenders, led by number 19, Terry Ray.
Wow, great balance right there. Jason Belcher come up and made a great hit on Phil Brown, but he kept his feet, spun, and headed for the goal line. Watch Phil Brown right here. Good blocking. He leads right up the field. Gets hit by Chris Wilson, spins out, but the great pursuit. Oklahoma always has had great speed, great pursuit.
Texas has had big-time difficulty inside the 20 this year. 15 times they've been inside, only 5 touchdowns. Gardere running again, and not very far. He's down at the 8-yard line in the arms of Proctor Land. Land, a last-minute starter at nose guard. He's been used primarily as a backup defensive tackle, but Stacy Dillard, normally the starting nose guard, is out with turf toe, so Land got the start, and he's already recovered a fumble.
See, the one thing about Texas, when you have a problem inside the red zone, they've had 10 field goals that they've kicked in this situation on the field, 4 of 19 on 3rd or 6th and more. Peter Gardere is the person that's got to make it happen right here.
The coaches say he's been solid, but he has not made the big play when they've needed it. Trying to make it now to the end zone. What a catch! Touchdown, Texas, Kerry Cash.
Well, that's the...
Michael Pollock to try the extra point. And Texas has a 7-3 lead.
Let's take another look at this. Kerry Cash, a tight end who's 6'4" and 238. They isolated him out here with a cornerback. Look at that catch. When you're 6'4", that's a basketball play against Darnell Walker. Just an excellent job of going up for the football and bringing it down.
The Longhorns lead 7-3, and we'll be right back. David McWilliams under fire in Austin. A win today would certainly help him keep his job, which he is fighting to keep. 7-3 the score. The touchdown, Gardner to Cash, capping an impressive drive as they answered the field goal very quickly.
They had to answer the score. There's Kerry Cash right there. Just a great catch. He answered the score. And David McWilliams, this could be a game that could get him over the hump, get him over the hurdle right here. He's a fine football coach. He's got an excellent staff.
Michael Pollock kicks off. Joel Brewer brings it back. Only the 11. Big play on special teams by Bubba Jacks, number 25. The scoring drive, 7 plays and 80 yards. It took just 3:15. Capped by the touchdown reception, the beauty with one hand by Kerry Cash. And on the drive, Peter Gardner was 3 for 3 passing for 54 yards.
Oklahoma's averaging 40 points a game, so there goes the unbalanced line again to the left side. Look for him to go that way this time.
On first down, a gain of just a couple. Ernest Williams was the ball carrier.
From behind the defense, they went away from the unbalanced line again. Good job, but watch the pursuit. Again, the safeties, an excellent play by the Texas defense on people going to the football. Mark Berry made the tackle. 6 foot, 192 junior.
On 2nd and 9. The fullback, Kenyon Rashid, sophomore from Kansas City. He made his way out to the 16. Still long yardage coming up for Oklahoma on 3rd down, particularly as you pointed out earlier with Collins in the game. That's not a good thing.
Here's the trap again. Watch Oscar Giles close that trap. And that's what you have to do. That's how you have to play that. I'm sure Texas worked all week on that particular play. Now I think they've got to come back again with the option.
They line up in the formation from which they've run the option. Collins thrown down by Stanley Richards, short of the first down.
Sean, Stanley Richards is an outstanding football player. He's the person, as I said early in the game, he's going to make a lot of tackles. You stop this play from his free safety spot. Watch him. He's coming all the way up the line of scrimmage, avoids the block right there, comes in, makes the play on the quarterback.
Brad Riddell to punt. He's a sophomore from Bedford, Texas.
They may go after this punt.
Texas has 10 men up on the line of scrimmage. Flag down on the play. Grady Cavness, the return man. He skips out of bounds and is taken down there along the Texas sidelines. A 41-yard punt and a 6-yard return, but it all might be for naught as a result of the penalty.
If that was offsides on Texas now, that could give Oklahoma a first down. It's on Oklahoma, so I'm sure Texas will just refuse it.
If they do refuse it, they'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
I think they have real good field position right now. They should turn this one down and let the offense come on.
That's what David McWilliams was saying. He was pointing to the spot of the football, saying, we'll take it right there. With the score, Texas 7 and Oklahoma 3. 3:01 to play in the first quarter, and we'll be right back. One of America's thriving cities, Dallas, Texas, provides the backdrop for this battle between Texas and Oklahoma. Longhorns with a 4-point lead and with the ball at their own 47. Phil Brown in trouble and down for a loss. Mike, your keys to the football game.
Well, I think for Oklahoma, they have to establish the fullback and get some big plays, either off the option or a play-action pass, and Texas has to counter by not allowing that. For Texas, yards after reception. They're a ball-control passing game. It's very important that once they catch the ball, like Chris Samuels did, that he gets yards after it, and then establish the run. Field position and turnovers are going to be very important in this game.
As they have been already. The option from Texas, and the ball is loose at the 40. But it went out of bounds before the Sooners could recover. Joe Bowden, number 45, had a great shot at it as it was rolling free along the 40-yard line, but he couldn't scoop it up before it crossed the sideline.
One benefit as a coach of having an open date is you can put some new things in, new wrinkles, and they put a counter option play in here. Peter Gardier reverses out and the guard pulls, but his pitch is just too hard, and it was at the head of Phil Brown. So that's a quarterback's fault right there. It's going to be a little soft.
Jimmy Saxton, the backup quarterback, is more of an option quarterback, and we were told we could see him very early in the game. Gardier over the middle, too high.
Well, that wasn't a very good series right there for Texas. Oklahoma did a nice job on defense right there.
One of the best punters in the country, Alex Waits. Averaging nearly 45 yards per kick. Flags fly, they hit Waits. Otis Taylor, the return man, down at the 16-yard line. And flags went flying as there was contact with Alex Waits, the punter. But it's holding. Waits was brushed. I would have been amazed if that's what the call was.
I think he was beaten. The Texas left wing was beaten, and so he held on to the Oklahoma player. They came very close to blocking that, so that's something we want to log, because if you come close early in a ball game like that, you're going to come back to it.
And one of the problems this year for Texas has been kick coverage, particularly kickoff coverage, but also punt coverage.
Holding by the offense on the play, 10-yard penalty, repeating fourth down.
When you have a long yardage situation like this, turn them loose and go try to block it.
David McWilliams looking at fourth down in half the state of Texas. So Waits will try again. Low snap, now he's running. He'll kick it close to the line of scrimmage. Taylor came running up, and look at this. It went all the way into the end zone. The Longhorns couldn't cover it fast enough. Waits scrambled, kicked it from almost the line of scrimmage, and Texas had a great chance to down it inside the 5, but it just did dribble across the goal line. A 70-yard punt.
As you see here, he drops the snap. Collins comes in and forces him to run. Alex Waits did a great move right here of kicking the football. He's very fortunate he's left-footed, going to the left side right there. If he's a right-footed kicker, he'd have never got that off.
The Sooners with the ball with 1:56 left in the first quarter. Oklahoma trails Texas 7-3. Steve Collins still a quarterback.
This might be a play-action type situation right here. The unbalanced line again.
Collins dumps it off, and the catch made by Williams for a gain of 6 out to the 26. Here's Tim.
Sean, TCU has beaten Rice today 38-28. They've won 5 straight. They're 3-0 for the first time in the Southwest Conference since 1958. A lot of Green Jackets at your game want to see Texas win because Houston's ineligible. TCU and the Cotton Bowl would not sit well with the networks or with the Cotton Bowl committee. Let's get back to you guys.
It would fit well with Jim Wacker and a lot of people at Fort Worth. One of the great surprising stories in the country this year. The freshman Williams again has the first down. Ernest Williams hasn't played much this year. He's from Aurora, Colorado. He's had 3 carries here this afternoon.
Oscar Giles made Steve Collins pay for that option. They're going to turn Oscar Giles loose right from the top. Watch. Collins comes down. Look at that hit right here. The one thing that happens when you start running the option, you open up the trap, you open up the option. That's why on first down they threw the play action pass. You have to have it all going. Now the trap will open up a little bit more for him.
1st and 10 from the 32. This time the fullback, Rashid, picked up a yard, and that's all. We're inside of a minute to play now in the first quarter.
Oklahoma has two big fullbacks in McKinley and Rashid. Texas, on the other hand, really doesn't have a fullback. They're playing with two tailbacks in the offense. Kind of interesting how one team has two real strong fullbacks, the other team can't find one.
Gain of just a couple of inches, officially at 2nd and 10. Williams, great tackle in the open field. Again, it's Stanley Richard, the senior from Hawkins, Texas, having a big day already.
Guess who makes the tackle? If you watch the replay right here, watch Stanley Richard. He's coming up on the option to make the play on the quarterback. They're taking a pitch away with the cornerback. The one thing that you've got to watch now if you're Texas is that post pattern behind Stanley Richard. As much as he's being active right now, look out for that post.
End of one quarter at the Cotton Bowl. It's the Longhorns 7 and the Sooners 3. Sean McDonough with Mike Gottfried and Kevin Kiley back at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. After one quarter, Texas has a 7-3 lead. And Oklahoma, as the second quarter begins, is facing 3rd down and 8 from its own 35-yard line. The option. Williams, short of a first down. Again, Stanley Richard up from his safety spot to make the tackle at the 40, 2 yards short of a first down. Let's check in at the sideline now with Kevin Kiley.
Thank you, Sean. As you can see, Texas using that cornerback to stop the option of Oklahoma, but the Sooners do have an alternative on the bench. Freshman quarterback Cale Gundy, the brother of Mike Gundy from Oklahoma State, the all-time Big 8 leader in total offense. Cale Gundy, the most sought-after high school recruit ever in the state of Oklahoma from Midwest City. Last week, he threw a 52-yard touchdown pass. He can throw the ball, and Oklahoma is expected to go to him later in the game. Back up to you.
And Riddell's punt just did bounce across the goal line into the end zone. UT gets it at the 20-yard line.
Sean, I look for Cale Gundy to come in the ball game real soon. Nothing that Steve Collins is doing wrong. You just want to change your philosophy a little bit, start throwing the ball a little bit more on first down. What they did on the last play, they put a back in the backfield to try to block Stanley Richard, but he can't get to him. He's too quick to get to Stanley to block him on the option. Now Texas has to answer with throwing the ball on first down.
Longhorns lead 7-3. Gardere on 1st and 10. Complete to Stephen Clark, a 5-yard gain. He's wrapped up immediately by Joe Bowden.
Peter Gardere is looking for Chris Samuels. He's his first read. His second read is to go over the middle to Stephen Clark. And again, it's a 5-yard pass, but it's just like a run. It's a very safe throw.
Second and 5. Brown, the redshirt freshman, picks up 2. Offensive coordinator Lynn Amity of Texas has coached 3 first-round draft picks in the NFL as running backs, including Emmitt Smith, and he compares Phil Brown to Emmitt Smith. Thinks he has a chance to be a great player.
Well, Phil Brown's a good running back. Right now, Texas has 9 yards rushing, and if they're going to win this football game, if they're going to continue to ball control and field position, they have to get something going on the ground. Oklahoma is over 90 yards rushing right now.
3rd down and 3. Gardere nearly intercepted. Jason Belzer got his hands on it but couldn't bring it in.
Good defensive stand by Oklahoma again. Texas must run the football a little bit better than they are right now. It's a play-action pass where Peter Gardere is going to fake. He's trying to hit Kerry Cash in the seam, but he just didn't get the ball up high enough. Good play again by Jason Belzer.
Alex waits a high punt into a bit of a breeze, and Otis Taylor makes the catch at the 35-yard line. The Longhorns by 4. We're coming right back.
Compaq, before we build our desktop personal computers, we look at you. We look at what you do and the power and performance you need to get it done. Since introducing the world's first high-performance 386 PC, Compaq has never stopped, giving you more power, more speed, and the best of the latest technology. To do, well, that's up to you. Compaq. It simply works better.
Now, for the price of an ordinary 4x4, you can own the American legend. The new Jeep Cherokee Sport with 4 doors, shift-on-the-fly 4-wheel drive, and a new high-output 4-liter engine. It's a whole different animal.
Save up to $2,500 on 1990 Cherokees or get 50th anniversary discounts on select 91s.
A little brains, a little luck, and a lot of late nights. A good family, a good spot, and some good advice. That's the way it's supposed to be. And USF&G is standing behind me. That's the way it's supposed to be. And USF&G is standing behind me.
ESPN's presentation of college football, Texas at Oklahoma, is brought to you by Jeep. There's only one Jeep. And by Thrifty Car Rental, because it's your money. Call 1-800-4CARS or your travel consultant. The Ferris wheel takes you on a spin. It gives you a nice view of the Cotton Bowl.
Roller coaster ride for these coaches, though.
Mike McKinley, the fullback, has 8 yards on first down for Oklahoma. We're down to 13-10 remaining in the second quarter, and Texas leads 7-3.
That's a little veer give right there where you're blocking down two offensive linemen on the linebacker and the middle guard and just letting the fullback run as close to that block as he can. You're leaving the defensive end unblocked.
Steve Collins won the starting job after a fine spring in '89. Mike Lewis has the first down. He's tripped up just short of the 50-yard line. Here's Tim Brando.
Sean, things are going well in Washington, thank you. Mark Brunell, the left-handed quarterback, will have a busted play. You can see, obviously, the line is blocking in the wrong direction, and he has no receiver to go to, and he gets a 5-yard touchdown against the Quack Attack. Bill Musgrave having all kinds of difficulty early on. Washington looking for a Rose Bowl possibility, Sean and Mike.
Indeed they are. Safe in the end zone is the quarterback with the hook slide. McKinley again crosses midfield. He has 4 to the 48 of Texas. Mike McKinley, one of many starters for Oklahoma from the state of Texas. He's from Perryton, Texas. 10 of the 22 starters this afternoon for OU are natives of the state of Texas.
This is an outstanding high school football area here. Texas high school coaches do such a great job, and their clinics are the best attended clinics around, and the high school coaching here is outstanding.
Barry Switzer, in his book that has just come out, talks about one of the keys to success, recruiting in Texas. That pass unsuccessful as Collins was looking for Ted Long. The recruiting wars in these two fight battles annually for players in this part of the country. 86 of Texas's players are from the state of Texas, while only 1 hails from Oklahoma. Meanwhile, OU, a regular raider of Texas, with plenty of talent.
Well, people like to say you win the recruiting battle when you win the game. I didn't always find that way in coaching. Sometimes when you're rebuilding a program, you have a better chance of recruiting sometimes. But both these teams are going to recruit here as well everybody else across the country.
Steve Collins calls for timeout. Texas leads 7-3.
Recently, Four Wheel and Off-Road Magazine took this year's 4x4 of the Year winner and all the past winners and conducted a head-to-head showdown to determine the best of the best. So who won? Who do you think? There are a lot of 4x4s out there, but there's only one Jeep.
Save up to $2,500 on 1990 Cherokees or get 50th anniversary discounts on select 91s.
I remember my first weekend away. I saved for half the summer, but hey, it was my money, and it still is. Thrifty. So to get away today, I rent from Thrifty. Thrifty. At Thrifty Car Rental, a Chrysler 5th Avenue safety equipped with an airbag is just $39.95 a day. Like my grandma always said, if you know where you're going, you better know how to get there. Thrifty.
Thrifty, because it's your money.
Like a lot of business people, I thought all insurance companies were the same. Believe me, there's a world of difference out there. I know, because thanks to the Hartford, we survived the kind of fire that would have wiped out most companies. But with the Hartford's people behind my business, we met payroll. We got back on our feet. So please, don't tell me all insurance companies are the same. They're not.
ITT Hartford. When you need us most, we're at our best.
11:43 to play in the second quarter. Oklahoma facing 3rd down and 5 at the Texas 47. OU just 1 of 5 on 3rd down to this point. McKinley, the fullback, very close to the first down at the 42. Again, it will depend upon where they spot the ball. It looks like he has the first down. And he does. First down, Oklahoma, just inside the 42 of Texas. Today's ITT Hartford student of the game is Oklahoma starting left offensive guard Mike Sawatsky. He's a senior from Weatherford, Oklahoma, majoring in business management. He's carrying a 3.6 grade point average. He's been first team academic all Big 8 2 years running. The pitch bobbled by Lewis, and he's thrown down by Shane Dronette.
The end zone angle right here, that's a counter option. James Patton came up and made the play on the quarterback. Made him pitch before he was ready to pitch, and he pitched it behind, and Shane Dronette made the tackle. The one thing, again, about Oklahoma, if they can bloody your nose running the football, they're going to do it the whole game. They've got 109 yards rushing right now. But here's where you put Oklahoma in a disadvantage, the passing situation. 2nd and 17. Back at the 48-yard line. Collins to throw again with all day. Deep down the middle, and Richard had to go through his fingertips. It was intended for long, but he was surrounded by 3 Longhorns. Play action pass. Steve Collins just threw it too far. 3rd down situations, right? They're 2 out of 6, Oklahoma. So this is a key one for them here. Need to do something where they get Steve Collins on the corner a little bit as a run-pass threat. Maybe possibly a screen right here too, Sean.
This is the 7th play of the Oklahoma drive. Collins, much too long, looking for Otis Taylor, but that was 10 yards over his head. And the OU fans are starting to grow restless with Steve Collins, who was replaced before halftime last week in Stillwater by the talented freshman Cale Gundy, who is pacing the sideline now.
Well, Steve Collins is playing well. It's just when you get in long yardage situations, he's in a little bit of trouble because he's not as accurate a thrower as Cale Gundy.
Brad Riddell to punt. Brady Cavness is waiting for it. Oklahoma with a chance to down it, and they do. It'll be marked back around the 7-yard line, near where the Sooners first touched the football. It's a key game in the hunt for the SEC title tonight when the Florida Gators try to stop Tennessee. Like Coach Steve Spurrier has really turned Florida around all the way up to number 9 in the polls this week. Tennessee number 5. That's a big ball game.
Florida's just like Oklahoma. They can't go to a bowl game, so every week's a bowl game for them. Steve Spurrier's probably told his team that. Barry Gibbs told his team that. Here's something in this, where the ball's at right here. If I was Texas, I may air it out right here. Try to get the ball to Johnny Walker deep.
Texas leads 7-3, 10-10 to play in the first half. Brown nearly collided with Gardere as he took the handoff. Then he did indeed collide with Tom Backus, number 85, the senior from El Paso, Texas.
I don't think Texas is going to be able to run the ball out of here. I think they've got to throw the football. It's a sprint draw play, and there was almost a collision with the fullback. Too much penetration. Tom Backus is up the field. The Oklahoma defensive line is taking gaps on the Texas offensive line right now, getting too much penetration.
On 2nd and 12, the delay again to Brown. He's down to the 14-yard line, still nearly 5 yards shy of a first down.
Just a delayed draw right here where Phil Brown was working as much as he could to try to find a seam. This is a passing down for Texas right here on 3rd and 4. The little option, maybe try to get Kerry Cash over the ball. Little tight end route, 5-yard route right here. Or try to get something over the middle.
It's a long 4 for Texas. Gardere with plenty of time. Incomplete. Intended for Kerry Cash, but it was too high. And again, the Sooners force 3 plays and punt from Texas.
Peter Gardere here on a quick pass. He's trying to get the ball to Chris Samuels. Then he tried to go to Kerry Cash. Good coverage by Joe Bowden right here. Just a little bit too high on the throw.
Waits pressured but got it off. And the Horns let it roll to the Oklahoma 42. Last 3 possessions for Texas, 3 plays and out. They still lead 7-3. Danielson are here at the Cotton Bowl this afternoon. They'll have to leave momentarily for tonight's big battle in Tennessee. Gators and Vols, and Cale Gundy has come into the football game for Oklahoma.
Wouldn't be a bit surprised. They open up lane, throw the ball right off the bat. Quick pass.
Collins, the running quarterback, Gundy, a thrower, but he can run the option, as he does on his first play. He gave it to the fullback. A very short gain on the first play from scrimmage for Cale Gundy in this football game. He gave it to Kenyon Rashid. And the gain out to the 44-yard line. Just short of 3 yards.
Well, they're fortunate to have 2 big, strong fullbacks like that to just keep running them at the defensive front of Texas. Oklahoma's been on the field offensively for most of this first half.
Gundy is a true freshman. 6'1", 185 pounds from Midwest City, Oklahoma. Duell Brewer out to midfield, 1.5 yards short of the Oklahoma first down. Duell was the Big 8 Offensive Freshman of the Year last year when he rushed for 584 yards as a true freshman.
Now, if you're Texas defensive coordinator, you have to change your thinking a little bit here now, because now it's not the option. It's the passing game and the big fullback and the I tailback. So Oklahoma will change their game plan a little bit right now, and Texas will have to do the same thing on defense.
Brewer very close to the first down. The Oklahoma players signaling that they have it. And from the spot of the football, it appears they do. But Al Ford will follow the chain gang. That's a first down. Let's check into the studio now with Tim Brando.
All right, Sean, Robo quarterback trying to mount a comeback for Southern Cal. Marinovich looking for Gary Wellman, his second TD pass of the game. USC down 16-7. Now they've come back to take the lead, 17-16, Sean.
Stanford trying for its second upset in as many weeks. Brewer. Quality yardage on first down. He sliced his way to the 42 for a gain of 6.
Larry Coker, the offensive coordinator of Oklahoma, right now is settling into a game plan of an I tailback. You're going to see away from the option. You're going to see more of a power game out of the tailback. And then he'll mix it up with Kill Gundy on the play-action pass. But it's very clear right now the way Oklahoma is going to play this game the rest of this quarter.
Oklahoma dominating on the ground, but trailing on the scoreboard 7-3 with 6:20 to play in the first half. On 2nd and 4, the fullback burst through Rashid for the first down. Kenyon Rashid, sophomore from Kansas City, Missouri, rumbled down to the 33-yard line.
There's a trap again. Watch the guard trapping right here. Kenyon Rashid right up the football field. Well, you get those two fullbacks loose from secondary. The eyes of those defensive backs are going to get very big.
It's a deep backfield for Oklahoma already today. We've seen Rashid, McKinley, Brewer, Lewis, and Williams carry the football. The Sooners on the move, 1st and 10. Again, Rashid. Down to the 27-yard line. Nearly 7 yards on first down for Kenyon Rashid, who suffered a broken bone in his foot last year that limited him to 4 games.
Just a veer dive where they're sealing everything down inside and leaving the defensive end unblocked. He has to close that a little bit quicker.
Stays with Rashid. This time the Longhorns stuffed him at the 25. A gain of only 2. It'll set up 3rd down and just more than a yard.
Kenyon Rashid is going to get the ball again on the trap. You see number 64 trapping Oscar Giles, but there was nothing there right then. They closed the trap. I think they'll give the ball to tailback here. Try to use the fullback, Mike McKinley or Kenyon Rashid, the lead block right here for the tailback.
7th play of the drive. Oklahoma 3 of 8 on 3rd down. But they picked up 2 of their last 3. They didn't get it. Dewell Brewer driven back. Brian Jones hit him first. Stanley Richard helped drive him back. 4th down and a yard.
Give the ball to tailback deep, but Brian Jones just came up and met the play right here and stopped him from getting the first down. Boy, you talk about a tough call right here now, 4th down.
They're going for it.
The way they're running the football, I think it's a good decision, but I'll tell you what, you don't like to turn and not get points right here. I think I'd take the field goal right here, but Texas is out of position right here.
And the Longhorns have to use a timeout. Texas 7 and Oklahoma 3.
There are those who thirst for something different. Something beyond the ordinary. For them, there is a beer that refreshes like no other. Michelob Dry. Once you've experienced its bold taste with no aftertaste, there's no going back.
Imagine a rent-a-car company that offers special delivery right to your door. That's Enterprise.
Here, let me help you.
And remember, when you return the car, Enterprise will be glad to drop you home. Enterprise, a special rent-a-car company that gives you special delivery.
I like your shoes, Mr. Madden.
Yeah, I knew you'd like them. Florsheim Comfort Tech. They're guaranteed comfortable.
Guaranteed?
Yeah.
Oh, could you just sit there?
Sit, stand, walk, dance in them for 30 days. If you don't love them, you get your money back. You're really walking on air. Because in Comfort Tech, there's air bubbles right in the soles. And they're made to follow the shape of your foot, even in big sizes like mine. Hey, that looks great. Thanks, Charlie. Florsheim Comfort Tech. Total comfort or a total refund?
The Longhorns have a 4-point lead, but Oklahoma's on the move. 4th and 1 at the 25 of Texas. What do they do?
I think they'll give the ball to Rashid on the veer dive to the right side, and I think you'll also see Texas pinch.
Rashid, with the second effort, picked up the first down. If he went down where he was hit initially, he was short, but he surged forward to pick up the first down. Down to the sidelines, and Kevin.
You notice that they're having a little difficulty knocking Kenyon Rashid off his feet, and that's because his feet are size 15. The guy wears skis out there on the field. He's only 6'1", but he's got size 15 feet. Back up to you guys.
Big shoes to fill.
And this afternoon, he has filled them rather nicely. Oklahoma with an impressive drive with Cale Gundy at the helm. Gundy hit as he pitched it to Brewer. Brewer close to another first down inside the 15 and down at the 14-yard line. Shane Dronette made the tackle for Texas.
What made this play work was it's a counter option by Cale Gundy. He gets hit just before he pitched. You got to get your head and eyes, and he got the pitch off when James Patton hit him. Watch Stanley Richards. He came underneath too far. He's got so used to making the play on the line of scrimmage. His angle was wrong that particular time. Lance Gunn made the play.
Second down for the Sooners. 1 yard to go for another first down. Rashid has the first down inside the 10, down to the 9. Well, they haven't gone to the pass since Gundy came in, but the running game is moving the ball right down the field.
One thing about coaches, there's always the threat of that. They defend ghosts sometimes, and he can throw the football, and that changed the defensive thinking a little bit of Texas. But the one thing he's brought in is a little excitement, and when you have a two-quarterback system, sometimes that can happen. When the first quarterback stalls a little bit, all of a sudden the second quarterback comes in and ignites the team, and that's what's happening right now with Cale Gundy.
Just 3 first downs for Texas, but they lead 7-3. 2:17 to play in the half. Gaping hole, Brewer, touchdown, Oklahoma. Joel Brewer, the touchdown run. R.D. Lasher drives through the extra point, and Oklahoma is back on top by a score of 10-7.
It's an isolation play to the right side where you let Kenyon Rashid on the linebacker, Michael Padgett, and then Joel Brewer just broke tackles of Stanley Richards and broke into the end zone. Here's a second look. Watch him break the tackles right here. Something the Oklahoma people talk about. Yards after contact, yak. That's what they use. There used to be a song, Yakety Yak, by the Coasters, but on the other side of the ball, Texas has yak, yards after the catch. So both of them need to yak a little bit today.
Texas needs to do a little more yakking.
They've got to get their offense going. They just have to get some offense going to keep the Oklahoma offense off the field.
Joel Brewer, his 4th touchdown of the season. A 9-yard run with 2:13 left in the first half, and the Sooners lead for the second time in the game, 10-7.
You saw the Sooner wagon there, those little ponies. When I was coaching against Oklahoma, we hyperventilated a couple of those ponies when we gave up about 50-some points. They used to be big horses until they ran around here so much.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, when you were the head coach of Kansas, you beat Oklahoma.
We did beat them, and it was a great win for us against Barry Switzer. And I've always said Barry's a gentleman, and really that was a great day for our football team.
Barry Switzer is in attendance here at the Cotton Bowl today. Riddell's kickoff downed by Chris Samuels, 7 yards deep in the end zone. An impressive drive engineered by Gundy, but all of the plays, all 11 of them, were running plays. The drive covered 58 yards, consumed 6 minutes and 25 seconds, and Brewer took it in from 9 yards. Well, Texas has the kind of offense. They can move the football up the field with 2:13 remaining and 2 timeouts. They haven't had the ball much.
One thing they can't afford to do here is 1-2-3 kick. I think they'll start off with some kind of little pass over the middle or screen.
Texas has gone 3 plays and punt on each of its last 3 possessions. Gardere, incomplete. Intended for Keith Cash, the twin brother of number 19, Kerry Cash. Keith tried to make a one-handed catch, but couldn't come up with it.
Peter Gardere's a little off here early in the ball game. Even the touchdown pass was not a great throw. He's 4 for 8 with 1 touchdown, but not throwing the ball as well early in the ball game as I'm sure the Texas coaches, Lynn Amity, would like. Looks like he's overstriding a little bit as I watch his leg here, and he just didn't get a lot on it.
Gardere just one of his last 5. He is not a down-the-field thrower. He relies on the short passes. He's relying on his running ability here. And he's down at the 25-yard line. Reggie Barnes made the tackle for Oklahoma.
When you're in a one-back offense, there's a rhythm. If you can get into a rhythm of passing the ball, running the ball, and keeping the defense off balance, it's a great offense. When you get into a situation like all offenses where you become very predictable and all of a sudden Oklahoma can hone in on what you're doing, you're not going to move the football. They've got to be able to get something better on first down so they're not 3rd and long all the time.
On 3rd and 5, Gardere. For Samuels, it's a complete pass, and they're spotting him short of the first down by a half yard, less than a half yard. He's just short of the 30. Clock running, 1:07 left in the first half, and Texas will punt. Should Oklahoma use a timeout here?
Yes, if I was Oklahoma, I would call a timeout right here and make them punt, maybe try to go after the punt, try to block it.
And indeed, the Sooners used their second timeout. They have 1 remaining. Great triple header next Saturday here on ESPN. It starts with a Big Ten battle when top-ranked Michigan faces number 25 Iowa. Then our football game at 4 Eastern time from Knoxville, number 5 Tennessee takes on Alabama. And the triple header finished off with Florida State ranked number 10 this week at number 6 Auburn.
One thing you got to remember, the last punt, Alex Waits had to run for his life, so you know there's been a bad snap in this ball game. Oklahoma can choose to do one of 2 things right here. Either go after him and try to force the other bad snap, or try to return, get good field position, try to get 3 more points on or 7 more points before halftime. I think they'll go after it and try to block it.
Waits a 70-yarder today, not his career long. He has a 76-yarder against Colorado in the past. Otis Taylor from the 30. And down at the 29. A 41-yard punt, the return of -1. Coming up at halftime, the Rayovac halftime report. Tim Brando with scores and highlights from around the nation on this college football Saturday.
I think you'll see Cale Gundy air it out now. I think you'll get a chance to see him throw the football right now and try to get down there in field goal range.
One timeout left for Oklahoma. They lead 10-7 with 48 seconds left in the first half. The Sooners at their own 29. Brewer out to the 37, 2 yards short of a first down.
It's a hurry-up offense.
A gain of 8, 2nd and 2. 33 seconds left.
Very difficult to substitute during a 2-minute offense. I think they got too many men on the field.
They do. They're waiting for Arthur Guest to get off the field. Brewer picks up the first down. The clock will stop momentarily as they move the chains, and Oklahoma will take advantage of that stop to line up. Try to save that 1 remaining timeout.
Well, last week with 3 seconds to go, he threw one in the end zone, so he's got 19 seconds in the clock moving. He's got to put the ball up. He's got to throw the ball down the football field if they're going to try to get some points. Taking too much time. Yeah, that's a penalty right here. It's coming back anyway.
Oklahoma had too many men on the field, and they sent a receiver off to the wrong sideline.
He's not welcome over there. I know there's the sun's over there and the shade's over on Oklahoma, but he's not welcome over there. But it's tough to substitute in 2-minute offense. It's just almost impossible.
Well, why would you? Why not just leave the same 11 men you had out there?
I think what they were
play?
trying to do is run the ball a couple plays there. Now he's just going to throw it up now. The Hail Mary pass is coming right now.
You saw number 2, Corey Warren. He was the player who tried to take asylum along the Texas sideline.
I think both teams are in pretty good shape, but Texas offense really has to get it together at halftime. Oklahoma has to feel good about their offensive performance first half and defensive.
Oklahoma dominated as far as time of possession and total offense is concerned, but at the half, the Sooners trot off with only a 10-7 lead. Coming up, the Rayovac halftime report with Tim Brando after this.
Now, for the price of an ordinary 4x4, you can own the American legend. The new Jeep Cherokee Sport with 4 doors, shift-on-the-fly 4-wheel drive, and a new high-output 4-liter engine. It's a whole different engine.
And the man who did the talking at halftime, Coach David McWilliams, he's down on the field with our Kevin Kiley.
All right, thanks, guys. Coach David McWilliams of Texas, you're down 3. What do you have to do here in the second half?
The big thing is we're not moving the football. We've only had about 21 snaps. We made a great drive early, but then it's been 3 downs and punt. We're leaving our defense on the field too long. You can't give Oklahoma the ball that many times with that kind of field position. We got to get something going offensively.
That last drive, Cale Gundy was in the game. He puts a little different type of pressure on the defense, doesn't he?
It does. You can see him loosen up a little bit looking for the throwing game. But big thing is offensively, we got to move the ball and keep our defense off the field and quit giving Oklahoma the ball that many opportunities.
All right, David, thanks. Good luck second half. Back upstairs to you guys.
Thank you, Kevin. The teams are on the field. We are set for second half action. OU had won 4 in a row in this rivalry until their 28-24 loss to the Longhorns last year. They're trying to get back on the winning track. This rivalry dead even since 1945. Each team has won 21 times and they've played to 2 ties.
Well, that's a rivalry. That Clemson-Virginia game was not a rivalry, but Virginia, of course, has a great football team this year.
Oklahoma will kick off. Brad Riddell doubles as the punter. A good kick with the breeze at his back through the end zone. And Texas gets it on offense for the first time in the second half at their own 20.
The ball goes out of the end zone. Will be returned to the 20-yard line. First down 10 for the
Texas has to now keep Oklahoma off balance a little bit. Oklahoma in the first half drew a bead on Texas offensively, and if that's going to happen in the second half, they'll dominate it. Texas is going to have to throw on first down, throw some screens, run some draws, try to run some traps, try to do some different things. Now, they're doing something different right here with the huddle.
They lined up all the skill people behind Gardier and then scattered them. That's a backward pass. Brown did not get back to the line of scrimmage. He lost a yard, perhaps even 2, depending upon the spot.
Played with 4 receivers on first down. That's a little slip screen right here where he just tried to get the ball to him, let his blockers get out and develop it. Oklahoma runs so well. You have to throw the ball down the field a little bit more.
Second down and 12. There's the football just across the 18-yard line. Phil Brown struggled to get back to the 18-yard line.
Oklahoma is dominating the line of scrimmage. They're getting penetration. They're getting up the football field on the Texas offensive line. Once you get penetration, watch the Oklahoma defensive line. They're up the field already. There's no place for him to run, Phil Brown. All he sees is red jerseys with different numbers.
Leading rusher for Texas in the first half was Peter Gardier, the quarterback, with 9 yards rushing. He's looking to throw. And it's too high. Intended for Chris Samuels. 3 plays and punt. The theme of the afternoon for the Texas offense.
That's not the way you want to start the second half, and now you got to turn it over to your defense. Oklahoma on the other end is coming with a fresh new quarterback, Cale Gundy, and I look for them to open it up a little bit with some quick passes.
we were told we might see Jimmy Saxton, the backup quarterback, regardless of how the game was going for Texas. Do you think the struggle of the Texas offense makes it more likely we'll see him soon?
I don't think so. I think right now they'll stay with Peter Gardier.
Otis Taylor, the fair catch. And Oklahoma with great field position to start the second half. Gary Gibbs leads 10-7, and his offense has the football at its own 48-yard line. Part of the tradition of this Red River Showdown, 9 national championships between these two teams, 6 for Oklahoma, 3 for Texas, 143 All-Americans between the two schools, and 4 Heisman Trophy winners. Gundy starts the second half at quarterback. Brewer bounced off a couple of tacklers and moved into Longhorn territory. Flagged out at the 45-yard line.
It's a face mask, John.
And a 5-yarder. It will give Oklahoma a first down just inside the 40-yard line.
Just a sprint draw play. Kenyon Rashid leads on the linebacker. Brian Jones just overruns it. Again, look at the balance by the tailback, Doel Brewer. And they talk about yardage after contact, and that's what they preach to their running backs. And with those big running backs, they're going to get a lot of yards after contact.
Been a relatively penalty-free game. Look for a run. Oklahoma has run 17 times on first down and passed just once. McKinley didn't appear to have much of a hole, but he picked up yardage inside the 35 and down close to the 32 for a gain of nearly 8. This Texas defense, even though the second half is just beginning, looks tired.
Well, they're getting wore down. You can't keep looking at 6'2", 225 Mike McKinley, 6'2", 238 Kenyon Rashid all day in that big Oklahoma offensive line. You need some help from the Texas offense. This is a key drive for Texas. They've got to try to keep them out of the scoring part of this game.
Second down, 3. Brewer lunges ahead, very close to a first down. Again, yards after contact for Oklahoma.
A lot of arm tackling by Texas right now. Reaching out, grabbing, and at any time now, Texas is going to have to start blitzing linebackers and start to give a little bit more problem to Oklahoma's offensive line. And try to blitz out of either the secondary or with the linebackers.
They're going to measure. You saw the fan. Really nobody around it. It's not a particularly warm day here at the Cotton Bowl. Pleasant for the fans with the temperature in the low 80s. On the field, it's 92 degrees, and that is warm.
Well, the benefit of being the home team here at the Cotton Bowl is, if you notice down here, Oklahoma's in the shade. So their coaches have no problem at all looking at the field. If you look on the other side, the sun is right in the eyes of the coaches in Texas, and it makes it very difficult.
Oklahoma is the home team this afternoon, occupying the near sideline. 1st and 10, just inside the 30 of Texas. Brewer surges forward before Anthony Curl could swing him down. Here's Kevin Kyler.
Hey, guys, from the field level here, you're talking about the Texas defense. It's obvious that they're playing a lot higher than they did early in the game. The Oklahoma guys, the offensive line, getting underneath them and pushing them back. And, Mike, you were right, they're dominating on the line of scrimmage. Back upstairs.
They brought a linebacker last play, Kevin. They brought Boone Powell on the stunt, and I think you're going to see more and more of that now. The linebackers bringing the linebackers.
Gundy gives to the fullback. McKinley lost the football, but the whistles had sounded. The play down at the 18-yard line, where Oklahoma picks up another first down. Sooners on the move to start the second half, trying to build on a 10-7 lead. McKinley wrapped up by Brian Jones. James Patton had him by the shirt, but it was Jones, number 60, who had McKinley around the legs. Brian Jones, senior from Lubbock, Texas, in his second year in Austin after 2 seasons. as a member of the UCLA Bruins. Wearing number 60. It's an honor to wear that number at Texas. The legendary Tommy Novus wore it. And since his All-American career in the early 60s, Texas generally awards the number 60 to their best linebacker.
They get a chance to see Cale Gundy throw his first pass here.
On 2nd and 9, he pitches it to Brewer. Inside the 15, lost the football, but it goes out of bounds. They'll spot Brewer down at the 12. Still 4 yards.
That's
Actually,
his first
spot him at the 14, pardon me, Mike.
That's his first pass on the counter option, but it's an option pass to the tailback. And a good job by the fullback, Kenyon Rashid, of blocking. It's a very key down and distance for Texas defense and Oklahoma's offense.
Third down. 6 yards to go.
Unbalanced line to the right.
And movement. Jeff Miller, number 57, the left tackle, was starting upfield ahead of the snap.
Oklahoma has several junior college players. Jeff Miller's one of them. He's from Bakersfield Junior College out in California.
False start, offense, 5 yards.
Noise factor in a big rivalry game is tough. The defensive end, number 95, Oscar Giles, moved, but he drew Jeff Miller off.
Now it's 3rd down and 12. Back at the 19-yard line. 10-7 Oklahoma in the opening moments of the 3rd quarter. Gundy keeps it on the option. He's very close to a first down inside the 10. That was one of the impressive things about Gundy's performance last week against Oklahoma State. He proved he could run the option.
You talk about a big play. He stopped on this particular play. Stanley Richards just took the wrong angle again. Cale Gundy has come into this ball game and made things happen. Watch Stanley Richards here. His angle is bad. He got away with some things early. He tries to come underneath, and he just can't make the plays, trying to reach out and make the tackle.
Oklahoma is short by inches.
I don't think there's any doubt they're going to go for this one. They went the last time and were successful. And I think you'll see the fullback again carry the ball on 4th down. Or a quarterback sneak.
On 4th down, 2 for 2.
A lot of confidence in the running game. Quarterback sneak.
It is for the first down. Gundy needed just a couple of inches, and he surged forward for a yard down to the 7. 1st and goal, Oklahoma at the 7-yard line of Texas. Williams told Kevin Kiley at halftime he needed to keep his defense off the field, have the offense move the ball. Oklahoma is keeping the Longhorn defenders on the field. This is the 10th play of the drive upcoming. Brewer tripped up around the ankles by Tommy Jeter. A short game.
Texas brought both linebackers here. A lot of times when you hear a linebacker blitz, and a lot of time it's on the flow of the backs. If the backs come right at them, they're going to blitz and come. If the backs go away from them, they'll shuffle and slide down the line of scrimmage. Texas now has to try to take the line of scrimmage away from Oklahoma some way. They're not able to do it just playing base defense. They've got to commit linebackers.
Brewer went off with an injury. He's on his knees along the Oklahoma sideline.
Unbalanced line to the right again.
McKinley, the fullback, again dropped the football on the carpet, but you can hear the whistle sounding. It's the 3rd time on this possession that the ball has come free from an Oklahoma ball carrier, but every time it's been after the whistle or out of bounds.
That came out fast there. Now I think you're looking at one of two things possibly here. The option, which has been very successful for him, or the fade route. Take one of the wide receivers and just head him to the corner and let Cale Gundy throw it up for him.
There's Brewer. He was favoring his right arm as he ran off the field. When he reached the sideline, he went down on both knees. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. 10-7 Oklahoma. 7:54 to play, 3rd quarter. Gundy lost the football. Big play right there. Oscar Giles has recovered for David McWilliams and the Texas Longhorns.
They've had so much success with the option that Cale Gundy is trying to run the trap option to the right side. Here you see him reverse out. And up the field comes the defensive end. Anthony Curl made the play, stripped him from the football. Here you see it again. Watch Anthony Curl. Makes him take the ball up inside and then strips him of it. Big turnover.
Oscar Giles, number 95, came up with it. Texas trying to pick up a first down. 4 consecutive possessions. They've done 3 plays in punt. Actually 5, including their first possession here in the second half. An impressive drive, but Cale Gundy and the Sooners came away empty.
Sometimes you have a young quarterback, he makes some mistakes like that. The last thing you wanted to do is give the ball up. You wanted to at least come away with 3.
On 2nd and 4, Brown appears to have the first down at the 23. Here's Tim Brando.
Number 1 is in doubt, gentlemen. Michigan State's Dan Ennis goes to work on 3rd down to Highland Hickson. Gets away from some trouble, too, in traffic. That ties the game at 14. They have just opened the 4th quarter at Ann Arbor. They're all tied up at 14. Back to the Cotton Bowl.
Well, certainly, if that score ends that way, there'll be a new number 1.
Well, Virginia should be number 1 anyway. I don't care. I believe a team with a loss this early shouldn't be number 1. Virginia's the number 1 team in the country right now.
On first down, Brown managed to make something out of nothing. He crossed the 25 for a gain of about 1.5 yards.
You know, Sean, as long as you have undefeated teams, people complained about Virginia's schedule. Nobody complained about their schedule 5 years ago. You have Houston, who's undefeated going into today. They're behind. You have Florida, who's undefeated. You have Nebraska. You have Oklahoma. You can't put a team with 1 loss, I don't think, that early in the season. Now, maybe they are the best team, but they're not right now.
Broken play, and Peter Gardere fortunate to pick up 1 yard.
Well, he lost his fumble early in the game just like this. It's the same thing. Either the ball is not hitting the hands of the quarterback, it's up too high. It looks like he's in there. I don't think it's the quarterback's fault. I think it's the center's fault. Watch right here. He comes out. He's not coming out too soon, so I think the center, Todd Smith, is just not hitting the palms of the hands where you want the ball.
3rd down and 7. The first down picked up by Texas on this series, their first since the 10-minute mark of the first quarter. Gardere complete, but short of the first down. Chris Samuels the catch at the 32, but he needed to reach the 34.
Just a little option route to Chris Samuels. He's got to go up about 1 yard or 2 more on that route. It's a 5 to 6 yard route, but when you have to go to the sticks on 3rd down, you need to go to the sticks where you're going to get the first down. David McWilliams has no choice right here. He has to punch the football. Regain field position.
Alex Waits sat out all of last year with a hamstring injury. This not his best effort. Taylor. A return of 6. 10-7. Oklahoma. 4:47 left in the 3rd quarter.
It's not just a car, it's your freedom.
We'll do it in 29 minutes or less, or the next one's free.
I'll tell you, most people are flabbergasted we do it so fast.
Mr. Goodwin, Quick Lube Plus takes longer to say it than it does to do it.
We use AC filters and GM Goodwrench oil. It's what your owner's manual recommends.
And you know it also includes a 10-point maintenance check, too. See Mr. Goodwrench wherever you see these signs.
We're going head-to-head on price, too.
Heard from an old student. Remember Brian McKenna? Smart kid.
Good ball player. Great hands.
Where's he going to college? He's not.
Too bad.
Studying aviation electronics.
But you said...
In the Navy. Then college.
The Navy College Fund in Montgomery GI Bill. Over $25,000 for your college education.
You and the Navy.
Like I said, smart kid.
Full speed ahead.
Ron Sperry came home for the handling of a Dodge Daytona ES. For Tom Metz, it was a 224 horsepower Spirit RT. Performance is bringing America home to Dodge.
I just love this car. There's no other car like it.
And now, with the new 300 horsepower all-wheel drive Stealth RT twin turbo.
Here's a fast, good-looking car.
The choice is easy. Welcome home, America. Come see what we're made of.
ESPN's presentation of college football, Texas at Oklahoma, is brought to you by Dodge for performance, quality, safety, and value. Welcome home, America. And by Mr. Goodwrench, the GM service expert at your participating GM dealers. That is a genuine Texas Longhorn on the grounds of the State Fair of Texas.
Be a great time to throw the football. On first down, they're 22 runs and 1 pass. Be an excellent time to put it up.
And Gundy wants to. Flag flies, it's intercepted. Could be interference against Texas. Richard, the interception, back to the 40, but hold everything on the flag.
Well, the problem on this, John, is that they make it look like a run. And I think that's probably what the call is going to be, interference on Texas, which could be a backbreaker after this particular play.
There was definitely contact with the intended receiver along the near sideline.
Holding by the defense, 10 yards, first down.
Watch Arthur Getz right here. Now, the cornerback, Grady Cavness, he thinks it's a run, but he's still trying to hold on for dear life. And the official got it. It's a good call right there. But play action sometimes when you're playing an option team, Grady was beaten, but he had Stanley Richard right behind him. Now, here's where the Texas defense really has to react. You have a little adversity now where you had the ball and interception. Now here they come back at you again with that running game, that big fullback. You got to be able to stop him.
It had been 25 consecutive running plays before that pass. Rashid down in the arms of Shane Dronette. Here's Tim Brando.
Sean, Houston has scored 85 points against one team in one game or more. They've only scored 85 in the last 7 meetings against Texas A&M. The Aggies lead 24-7 in the second quarter. Darren Lewis has 3 TD runs, the most recent of which a 47-yarder. So the Aggies, along with the Horns, making the job a little easier in the Southwest Conference for the Cotton Bowl because Houston is ineligible. Back to you, gentlemen.
10-7 Oklahoma. Less than 4 minutes to play now in the third quarter. Brewer fumbled. But I believe they're calling him down again. Richard thinks Texas has the ball. He's mistaken. And now the Longhorn rooters are really upset. They might have had a gripe there.
They may have. We're going to see it on a replay. Cal Gundy gives the ball off. Dewell Brewer.
That ball's out before
ball
he's
is
down.
out. Bad call. And the official that made the call is blocked out. They got to reach back again, Texas.
Option. Brewer driven out of bounds, short of a first down. Short by a yard. He went out at the 48 of Texas.
Brian Jones made the play from his inside linebacker position, keeping him from getting first down. Oklahoma, Jerry Gibbs will be just satisfied now to punt him in the hole.
David McWilliams applauds his defense. These two coaches, with amazing similarities in their past, each played linebacker on a national championship team at his respective schools. Each was a longtime assistant coach and defensive coordinator.
for becoming the head man. Excellent punting from both sides today. Riddell's kick bounces into the end zone. 2:56 to play in the third quarter. It's Oklahoma 10 and Texas 7. Bowl where Oklahoma leads Texas 10-7. Among the midst of all of the festivities here in Dallas this weekend, the ESPN family has felt great pain as cameraman Garland Wells was killed in an automobile accident on Thursday while he was en route to work on this game. Garland has been with ESPN from the beginning of the network. All of our heartfelt condolences and prayers go out to Garland's friends and family. He was a good friend, and we'll all miss him. First and 10, Texas. Brown. Mike, by the time that he's getting those pitches, he's 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage and running sideways. Plenty of time for that Oklahoma defense to pursue.
Well, the biggest problem, Sean, is that the Oklahoma defensive line is just manhandling Texas's offensive line and getting penetration. I think one thing that's important right here, Texas has 22 seniors. First time since David McWilliams has been here, he has senior leadership. They've got great confidence. They're a veteran football team. On the other hand, Oklahoma brought 70 people to this game, travel squad, only 25 defensive players. So their numbers aren't quite up yet.
They're still feeling the effects of the sanctions imposed by the NCAA. Nice job by Gardere to get the football to Kerry Cash. First down. Nearly a late hit as well. First down, Texas out of the 31.
Oklahoma is making Texas work for inches right now. I mean, it is a struggle for Texas's offense. You really have to, I'm telling you, from a Texas standpoint, you got to feel good you're even alive in this ball game. Played very well right here by Tom Backus. He should have made the play on Peter Gardere. He just didn't wrap him up. And then he threw the misdirection pass to Kerry Cash. Kerry's had a good ball game. They just need to try to get the ball to him a little bit more.
10-7 Oklahoma. Less than 2:20 to play in the third quarter. Brown lost the football. And Oklahoma has recovered. Well, the Longhorn fans aren't cheering. They're wondering where the whistle was.
I think this was a fumble. There's no doubt about this one right here. Reggie Barnes, number 40, is the player that recovers. I think he's down talking to Coach Selman right there. But as you watch Phil Brown come inside, as I said before, they're just dominating the line of scrimmage. The ball's clearly out and recovered by Reggie Barnes. Again,
the 35-yard line.
Again, the Texas defense is going to have to respond. And, of course, Oklahoma needs to punch this one in.
Gundy throws for Taylor. He made the catch. Great catch by Otis Taylor at the 9-yard line.
Otis Taylor's a former quarterback. He came to Oklahoma as a quarterback. Excellent hands. The counter option pass. Watch him just reach up there, control it a little bit, then bring it on in. Same kind of pass that Kerry Cash caught early. And he's excited. Cale Gundy is very calm as the quarterback. Shows a lot of leadership for a young guy.
From the 9, first and goal. Rashid, the fullback, ahead for a yard. And we tick down to a minute and a half left in the third quarter. No scoring in this period. Oklahoma continues to enjoy the 10-7 edge they had at the half.
I think Larry Coker right now has to be thinking, last time he ran the option, Cale Gundy fumbled it. It was there. But I think what you'll see right now is a tailback, fullback running attack right here. They'll try to get the ball to Duell Brewer and let him follow the block of that big fullback, Kenyon Rashid.
At the moment, it's Ike Lewis, the tailback behind Rashid, and he doesn't get far. Perhaps one more, and that's it.
Just exactly what I thought they'd come with. Texas the same way, and they stood up Kenyon Rashid on this. Watch him. Watch Kenyon Rashid. He has a linebacker to block. Anthony Curl stood him up and brought good pursuit and now forces him into a third down situation. Texas could get out of this and dodge a bullet now. They still had a shot, but
This man's been dodging a lot of bullets.
He has dodged. He has a bulletproof vest on the sideline right now. I look for Kilgundy to throw this one.
On 3rd and goal from the 8. He's looking to throw, lobs it up. No chance.
The vest worked again.
That's right. Another bullet off the vest of David McWilliams. The field goal unit comes on for Oklahoma.
I'm telling you, as many opportunities as Oklahoma's had to only have 10 points. On the other sideline, the Oklahoma coaches, Gary Gibbs got to just be worried just a little bit. But he's dominating the game, but he's not dominating on the scoreboard.
R.D. Lasher from a tough angle from 25 yards. He's 1 for 1 today, connected from 47. And he's now 8 of 10 for the season. 3 points for the Sooners. Their lead is 6 with 16 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Sean McDonough with Mike Gottfried and Kevin Kiley at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. The folks from Oklahoma making the most noise at the moment. The Sooners lead 13-7 in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter. The kickoff from Brad Riddell. Chris Samuels will bring it out from 3 yards deep. A good decision as he brought it back across the 25-yard line. The most recent scoring drive for Oklahoma culminates in a 25-yard field goal by R.D. Lasher. 5 plays and 28 yards after the Phil Brown fumble. They had it for 1:55.
You watch the way Texas offense is walking on the field, and their confidence can't be real high right now, but they have to put together a drive if they expect to win this game.
Now, the Texas coaches told us yesterday when we met with them that Jimmy Saxton was likely to play no matter how the game was going, even if things were going well for the offense. The Texas offense has not played well, but we have not seen young Mr. Saxton. Brown finds running room. And the first down out at the 42-yard line on the final play of the 3rd quarter. A 17-yard gain for the redshirt freshman, Phil Brown. The Sooners take a 6-point lead into the final period. Texas has been the scene of many memorable battles over the years between Oklahoma and Texas. This has not been a pretty football game, but the stage is set for a dramatic 4th quarter.
Dramatic finish here. Neither team has thrown the ball deep down the field yet. Someone has to do that in this ball game and complete a big pass.
1st and 10 for the Longhorns. Brown spins out to the 45 for 3 yards on 1st down.
Really great tradition in Dallas. Of course, the Cowboys with Tom Landry and Tex Schramm and Gil Brandt built a dynasty here for many years, and as a college coach, they did things right. They were outstanding to college football.
Texas scored early in the 1st quarter. Since then, punt, 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 fumble.
The old Lawrence Welk offense, 1, 2, 3, kick.
2nd and 7. Gardere has his man. Cash lost the football. Still free. Oklahoma has it. Now the turnovers are killing the Longhorns. That's their 3rd lost fumble. Greg DeQuazy came up with the football for the Sooners.
Drive back pass to Kerry Cash. He's working right inside the linebacker. Ball's thrown, and the hit was made from Joe Bowden from behind. Costly turnover. Oklahoma's forced a lot of turnovers, and then the other key statistic is they usually score right after the turnover. So now, doubly important for Texas to try to shut them down.
Coming into today, 102 of Oklahoma's 200 points this year had come immediately after opposing team turnovers. Mike McKinley, the fullback. Back to the line of scrimmage. A late flag comes in.
I think that's on Texas.
Might be a face mask. You saw the referee hold up 5 in a questioning way. Perhaps the difference between a 5 or a 15-yard face mask.
Incidental face mask, 5 yards, still first down.
They keep calling penalties against Texas and not blowing those balls dead. They may need a bulletproof vest to get out of here, too.
It is an SEC crew, neutral officials. Oklahoma with a 13-7 lead. We've played just more than a minute in the fourth quarter.
You're going to get a review?
I think the question is about the down, and after what happened last weekend in college football, they're going to make sure they have the right down on the marker on the sideline. Right now it's showing first down. We are playing with 4 downs here this afternoon, not 5 as they have played with elsewhere in college football this year.
An unbalanced line this way. They have not run to the unbalanced yet.
Mike Lewis close to the first down. He paid the price for it as he crossed midfield and got stood up at the 48-yard line of Texas. Let's check in the studio with Tim Brando.
Arkansas pummeled last week by TCU in Little Rock. They are losing in Fayetteville to Texas Tech 28-6. Jamie Gill, a couple of touchdowns rushing in the game. Arkansas is a hunted team because they're going to the SEC. Back to you fellas at the Cotton Bowl.
That'll do it sometimes when you change leagues. I was with Arizona when they went from the WAC to the PAC. It was tough the last year.
McKinley picked up the first down on second and less than a yard. First down Oklahoma at the 44 of Texas with 12:43 to play in the fourth quarter. And Oklahoma leading 13-7.
They thought they recovered the ball again over there, Sean. I could see David McWilliams is very upset, and the players are very upset. They thought the ball was fumbled again.
David McWilliams. This is 23rd Texas OU game as a player, as an assistant coach, and as head coach. He's been involved in 23 of these contests. That ties him with Darrell Royal and Barry Switzer for most Texas OU games participated in. Both of those gentlemen, legendary coaches, here in attendance today.
The unbalanced line this way again. They'll come this way.
McKinley, the fullback, picked up 6 on first down. He crossed the 40 and went down to the 38.
The unbalanced line is now starting to give Texas a little bit of a problem. The last 2 times they ran, the previous time they ran to the unbalanced line. The last time they ran it right over the center.
Mike McKinley, a nice story today for Oklahoma. He's up to 84 yards rushing. 2nd and 4. 11:45 to play. Lewis surges forward for the first down. Where it appeared they had him stopped, it would have been very close to a first down, but that last-minute surge picked up the first down for Oklahoma. There is a flag down on the play. I'd say Texas is due. At least they feel like they are. The signal given first down.
I think the penalty will now be marked off, so it'll be 1st and 25.
After the play was over, dead ball foul against the offense. 15 yards, be 1st and 25.
Now we're here. This becomes a problem, Sean. A field goal late in the ball game would put them up past a touchdown. Now they got to get back in field goal range. Again, another bullet.
Lasher, the field goal kicker for Oklahoma, has a very strong leg. But right now they are out of field goal range. Back at the 48 of Texas.
This may be the first time we see the long pass today.
Gundy will run. He went out at the 39-yard line. Nice run by Cale Gundy. Parade All-American in high school last year in Midwest City, Oklahoma.
He's a highly recruited quarterback. His brother played at Oklahoma State. Larry Coker, who was the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma State, had his brother and then was hired over here by Gary Gibbs. Now is coaching the younger brother, kind of interesting. They went to Oklahoma State to get their offensive coordinator, Larry Coker, who's an outstanding coach. On the other side of the field, Texas went to get Lynn Amity, who had been at A&M and then went to Florida, so they knew about him in the league.
Second down, 16 yards to go for an Oklahoma first down. The delay to Lewis. He got away from Patton and then got smashed down by Stanley Richard. Here's Tim Brendo.
Michigan State is a team that just has plays happen to them like this week in and week out, Sean and Mike. Take a look. They had just taken the lead, the Spartans, 21-14. Ensuing kickoff, Desmond Howard, 95 yards to kick return. By the way, Virginia may not be number one this coming week, Mike Gottfried, but Michigan holding on to number one may be the best thing that ever happened to college football. The championship format will be tantamount next year, it appears.
I think that's coming, Tim. I believe that's right around the corner. I said within 5 years we'd have a national playoff.
Third down and long, and Gundy running for his life got away from Dronette. Now he's going to try to run for the first down. He's out of bounds at the 32. Nearly 10 yards short of the first down, but a try for a field goal of 50 yards looms as a possibility.
It's a tough decision for Gary Gibbs. You can do one of three things. You kick the field goal, you punt the ball, try to pin him down there, or three, you just go another offensive play and try to pick the first down. If he's made his decision, he's going for the field goal.
Lasher can kick it from this range. He has a 53-yarder as his career long back in 1987. This a 49-yard try. Blocked. Texas dodges another bullet. They still trail by just 6 points with 10:05 to play. ESPN's presentation of college football, Texas at Oklahoma, is brought to you by Isuzu. For features, styling, and price, there's no comparison. And by Michelob Dry Beer. Once you experience the bold taste with no aftertaste, there's no going back. We're at the Cotton Bowl on the state fairgrounds of Texas, and a big blocked field goal by the Longhorns.
This ball was kicked low, and Shane Dronette, number 81, blocked it. When the rule was changed a year ago and they took the tee away from the kicker, almost every coach devised to block the kicks when they had the tee from the outside. Now that they took the tee away, that the ball would not get up as high, they're all trying to block it from inside, and that's where Texas got that one.
Remarkably, the Longhorns trail by only 6. They have been thoroughly outplayed. Phil Brown, the carry on first down. The Longhorns without Adrian Walker today. There was some doubt when the day began as to whether or not he'd be able to play. He's been banged up with a couple of injuries. He's been their leading rusher. Was their leading rusher last year, but he has not seen any action here today, and Brown has had a tough time finding running room.
Oklahoma has dominated this football game, but they're not out of the woods yet.
9.5 minutes to play. 13-7 Oklahoma. Gardere had the man open but missed him. Cash thought he was interfered with, but he got a shove from behind in the middle of the back.
I don't think there's any doubt that there's interference on this particular play. If he just got a hand on him, it's interference. You watch right here, Peter Gardere is going to throw the slant over here. He pumps it, but the defensive tackle got in his way. I tell you, he's nudged. Carry Cash by Charles Franks. One that got away. Now they got to pick up the third down. Oklahoma's got to try to stop him.
Third down and 5. Gardere into a crowd and picked off. Fourth turnover by the Texas Longhorns today. Jason Belzer, the interception.
That may have been the biggest turnover of this football game because they had good field position, just threw into a crowd. Peter Gardere threw into the 3-receiver side. And just too many defenders over there. I thought he was going to try to take it down and then run it. But Jason Belzer, he threw it right to him. It was a late flag, and I'm not sure exactly who that's called. It looked like it was on Oklahoma. That would be a break for Texas.
The interception, the third of the season by Jason Belzer, the junior from Kansas City, Missouri. He had 4 interceptions
The
last
play was
year.
over. Personal foul on the offense. Be first down and 25.
Now you talk about a break again. Sean, when you start first and 25 with a wishbone offense or an option type offense, it's difficult. So there's a big play. It's not like you like to have the exchange with the punt or keep your offense on the field. But again, you still have a shot. Jason Belser right there with a big interception.
He was second team all Big 8 last year. Oklahoma leads 13-7. 9:18 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Sooners at their own 45. Brewer out to the 48 for a gain of 3. Texas seems to have a big problem on offense. Obviously they do, Mike, but it looks like part of their problem is caused at least by Gardere's inability to throw the ball downfield. The Texas coaches told us last night he just cannot throw it down the field.
I'm surprised neither team has thrown the ball down the field. If nothing else, you throw it as a warning signal to get everybody off of you. Neither one of these football teams has put the ball up over 20, 25 yards in this ball game.
Gundy gives to Rashid. First down. That's the original marker. It was first and 25. He's back to what would have been the original line of scrimmage near the 40-yard line of Texas, but still 10 yards to go for an Oklahoma first down.
This is a field goal drive here. Try to get in field goal range for Lasher to give him another shot. It's a big third down play for the Texas defense right here. Wouldn't be a surprise if they try to blitz Gundy a little bit with the linebacker.
Sooners are not in field goal range at the moment. They've run the option out of this set all day. They pitch it back to Brewer, and he's taken down at the 38.
It's going to be a punt now. Try to punt Texas in the hole. If you're Oklahoma, you feel very good because you punt them in the hole. Texas has not moved the ball at all day. They need to mount one drive to go the length of the field to win this football game. Are they capable of it? I think that's the question right now.
Brad Riddell, the punter. 10 men up at the line of scrimmage for Texas. Good kick, high, and a fair catch made by Grady Cavness inside the 10. 13-7, Oklahoma. Has the ball trailing by 6 with 7:12 to play, but they begin on their own 9.
They've got to put it up. They've got to throw the ball down the field. I tell you, Barry Switzer or Woody Hayes, they'd be proud of this kind of game. This is a bloody-your-nose football game.
Field position has favored Oklahoma. Just one Sooner field goal on the board in the second half. Brown still on his feet. Strong run out to the 16 for a gain of 7 on the first play of the drive for Texas.
A delayed draw to Phil Brown. Read his blocks well and worked up the field north and south. Picked up good yardage on first down. Clock becomes a factor, but you got a lot of time to go down the field.
Brown again has some lead blocking. Boy, did he take a hit. Chris Wilson came flying across the field to drop Brown. It did appear that Brown picked up the first down at the 20-yard line. Wilson, the junior from suburban Dallas, playing in his hometown. He's from Richardson, Texas.
Because Texas has had so much problem offensively today, they've went now to a two-back offense where they're going to lead block for Phil Brown. It's a toss sweep where he just sees a little crease there, and the play was made by Chris Wilson from the inside, the linebacker spot.
6:12 to play. First and 10, Longhorns. Gardere has Cash. He bounces off a tackler. Hard to believe he was carrying the football as he was with the way Texas has turned it over today. Here's Tim Brando.
Michigan State with just over 2 minutes to play. Tico Duckett is becoming the prolific running back in the Big Ten, surpassing John Vaughn in recent weeks. That makes it 28-21 with just under 2 minutes to play. We'll keep you abreast, Sean and Mike.
Tim, move Virginia up.
First and 10, Texas. at the 33. Brown to the 35. Perhaps just a bit more than that before Joe Bowden and Chris Wilson drove him back. Less than 3 yards a carry today for Phil Brown.
He's earned every yard he's moved to that football today because he's been hit by that Oklahoma defense. Now he's got a lead blocker, Chris Samuels, ahead of him.
He came into today averaging 5.2 yards per carry. Huge hole. True freshman, Butch Hadnot. Into Oklahoma territory and down at the 43. One of the most highly recruited players in all of Texas last year from Kirbyville, Butch Hadnot.
Number one thing about a freshman like Butch Hadnot coming into the game, he can excite the crowd and get this ball game going back. He's an inside runner. He's 240 pounds. Ran up in there real well, broke some tackles, and got a big play, and Terry Ray made the tackle on him. It's a key drive here now for Texas with the clock becoming a factor.
4:48 remaining, and the clock is running. Each team has all of its timeouts remaining. Hadnot, perhaps writing his name into the history books of this storied rivalry. True freshman in his first Texas OU game, igniting the Longhorn offense in the fourth quarter.
Well, he's a load. I'll tell you, he's a big back. They've had their share of big backs at Texas. And Butch Hadnot is coming in here and really running the football. I think Oklahoma picked up a personal foul. Face mask.
A 5-yard face mask tacked on to the end of the play.
One thing to keep in mind, the inability in the red zone by Texas in the past. Hadnot may be the guy that they need down in this area. They've kicked so many field goals when they couldn't get in for touchdowns. They must get in for a touchdown. In this, they can't settle for a field goal.
They stay with the hot man, Hadnot. And he's taken down by Wilson. When we asked David McWilliams last night, why does your team have so much difficulty scoring inside the 20? That's what he pointed to. He said, we just don't have that big old back who can pick up the yardage when the yardage gets tough to pick up.
I'll tell you another reason he's had trouble in the red zone this year. He played Penn State, which is an excellent team in the red zone. When you play against Penn State, when you get in the 30-yard line, you're tough. Colorado's a well-coached, tough football team inside their yardage, so they can make you kick field goals.
First time Texas has been in Oklahoma territory since their third possession today. Gardere throws incomplete. Looking for Kerry Cash. He was well covered on the play by Darnell Walker. That'll bring up third down and 8 yards to go for a Longhorn first down at the 25-yard line of Oklahoma with 3:39 left and with the Sooners leading 13-7.
You have to consider whether you're in two-down territory or one right now. It's a decision David McWilliams is making right now. I think the ball will go in Hadnot's hands right now. Again, the success they've had with him throwing on second down, I understand why they tried to do it in that particular play, but I think you're going to see Hadnot with the ball on this particular play.
3rd and 8.
They brought Brown in. He's going to throw the football.
Over the middle, contact. And a flag flies. The official had trouble getting the flag out of his pocket, but he did throw it as the pass was intended for Johnny Walker.
Well, the big question now is whether Gary Gibbs has got a vest on over here, because he's got now is backed up against the wall, and right now
defensive pass interference, first down at the spot of the foul.
I think there's clearly interference on that play, Sean. Peter Gardere going back to throw, and Greg DeQuasi broke on the ball just a little bit too soon.
Gibbs and the Sooners have controlled the game all afternoon long, but now they're trying to cling to the lead. From the 19 of Oklahoma. A short game for Phil Brown. He got a yard to the 18, and that is all.
Oklahoma's very tough inside the 20-yard line defensively because the field is really now closed in on the Texas offense. bringing an extra DB in the game for pass coverage right now. Took a defensive lineman out. Dr. Land.
10th play of the drive upcoming. Brown cuts back, bounces off a couple of tacklers, then Bowden throws him down at the 16. Gain of 2 more. Another 3rd and long upcoming for David McWilliams.
I don't know what happened to Hadnot. You know, now they've come back in with Phil Brown, and who's a very good runner. And Hadnot had a hot hand. I don't know if maybe if he got hurt on the play before.
They did grab his face mask at the end of his most recent carry. We have not seen Butch Hadnot since.
You couldn't pay $1 out there for a roller coaster ride and have the same kind of stomach David McWilliams has got right now.
Oklahoma leads by 6 with just more than 2 minutes to play. Gardere incomplete. Looking for Johnny Walker. Darnell Walker had the coverage. Not enough time really to kick the field goal.
I don't think so. I think you have to go for the 4th down play. That ball is overthrown. Not a good pass by Peter Gardere.
And David McWilliams wants a timeout to think about the 4th down play. 4th and 7 upcoming with Oklahoma leading by 6. Oklahoma leads by 6 with 2:05 remaining. Gary Gibbs sweating it out as Texas has 4th down and 7 at the 16-yard line.
I like him to try to get the ball to Kerry Cash just for the 1st down. Get it over that 9.5-yard marker.
Gardere with time, throws, touchdown! Keith Cash, a 16-yard touchdown pass from Peter Gardere. And the ball game is tied at 13 with 2 minutes remaining. Pollock to give the Longhorns the lead. Line drives it through. 2 minutes remaining. The Longhorns back on top, 14-13.
Peter Gardere may have saved his best pass of the day for the last one. Good blocking right here. They brought a linebacker. He threw a little post pattern to Keith Cash. Charles Franks was on the coverage, gave too much room.
These are the kind of plays that save coaches' jobs.
I wouldn't take his vest off yet. There's 3 timeouts for Oklahoma, and Cale Gundy is very capable of taking them down the field. Texas, after not having any offense the whole day, hit the big play with Keith Cash. A lot of time left. 2 minutes with 3 timeouts, but Cale Gundy's going to get a chance to try to bring them back.
And they have an excellent field goal kicker, do the Sooners. All they need to do is give Lasher a legitimate chance to kick a game-winning field goal.
What a football game. You watch this game. This is a great thing about college football. You watch this game, Texas stumbled around out here offensively. Their defense played well. Oklahoma dominated this football game, and with 2 minutes to go, Texas has a 1-point lead. It's just unbelievable. This place is going to get noisy now with 2 minutes to go.
75,000 fans. 37,500 from each school. The Cotton Bowl sold out for this game for the 45th consecutive year. Taylor dropped the ball. Still has trouble with it in the end zone. It's a touchback.
Wow, Otis. That's to feel like the weight's off of his back when he recovered that one.
The defense sits and watches the Oklahoma offense.
Now remember one thing, Sean. No one has thrown the football all day. So now what you're going to do is Oklahoma going to get a chance now to throw the ball. They have to throw the football.
Texas hasn't moved the ball at all since the first quarter. They went 91 yards for the go-ahead touchdown. Cale Gundy throws. It's caught. Flag flies. Is the catch good? No signal from the official. It looked like Williams was out of bounds when he made the catch.
I think what you'll have is they'll come back to the 20-yard line, mark off the penalty, and they'll have a first down. That's the one bad thing in the last 2 minutes about interference. It used to be the rule was that you got it where you interfered at. Now it's a penalty from the line of scrimmage.
And apparently it was an incomplete pass as none of the officials spotted the ball along the near sideline.
Going back to the 20, they're marking it off.
Defensive pass interference, 15 yards, previous spot, first down.
A little frustration by David here. The one thing about Cale Gundy is mobility. He's able to get out and escape the rush. Let's see what happens here. He put his left arm on the back. It was small, but it was there.
And never a signal from the official about the catch. It was close. Gundy too high and nearly intercepted.
Very difficult when you haven't thrown the ball. So all of a sudden, put it out there and throw a passing game that you need. But Cale Gundy is capable. Where he is effective, and Larry Coker probably feels very good about the fact that he's so mobile, he may be able to run for some yardage here. They just have to get in field goal range is all they have to do.
A 1-point Longhorn lead with 1:45 to play. 2nd and 10 for Oklahoma at the Sooners 35. 3 timeouts left for Oklahoma. That is incomplete.
Brought the tight end across. And Cale Gundy threw the ball right on the mark. This is man coverage by Texas. Lance Gunn is trying to run with Adrian Cooper. He's in pretty good shape. He just got his hand on the ball, and Adrian Cooper almost brought it in. It's been a well-coached football game today on both sides. There's been a lot of strategy in this football game by both these teams.
3rd and 10. Draw play. Williams stumbling. He picked up only 3 yards. And Oklahoma uses a timeout. The first one they have expended in the second half.
Well, now you're down to a 4th down call.
And you're down for reflection along the Texas sideline. That is Stephen Clark, the tight end. It is 4th down.
After last week, we've got to check. We've got to keep checking. It's a very important play. As the coaches from Oklahoma just need something now for the first down. Don't try to get it all. Just get the first down.
The action continues with a tough act to follow for Ron Franklin and Gary Danielson tonight. Immediately following our ball game, we'll send you to Knoxville, Tennessee for the number 5 Volunteers against Steve Spurrier's surprising 9th-ranked Florida Gators. That's coming up immediately following the conclusion of this Texas OU game. Well, what does Gary Gibbs have in his arsenal on 4th and 8?
He's got to throw a route which will get him 7 yards. Maybe the tight end over the middle to Adrian Cooper. Just enough to keep the drive alive right here. You talk about an exciting finish now. 1:31 on the clock.
Oklahoma is 3 for 3 on 4th down conversions today. Gundy runs away from the trouble, throws. What a catch! What a catch to keep the drive alive. Ted Long, number 3, the junior from Waco, Texas, with the diving catch at the Texas 46.
Cale Gundy, again, his mobility saves this. He's able to run out. He almost was able to run for the first down, but threw to Ted Long coming across. Texas is playing a lot of man coverage right now where you'll get a lot of crossing routes.
Rashid wrapped up by Brian Jones right at the 45-yard line, and Oklahoma uses its 2nd timeout. With 1:10 remaining in the 4th quarter, Texas leads 14-13.
I'll tell you, Cale Gundy's got ice water in his veins. I'll tell you, he's a young guy that's on the field, a big rival game, Texas-Oklahoma. He starts down at the 20-yard line, and he's moving his team methodically. And I like the way he's doing it. He's trapped back there several times. He's able to avoid the rush. Texas has not been able to get to him yet. And that's going to be a key. If they could get to him one time and try to cause him in a long yard situation, they have a shot to win this football game.
And about 10 more yards, and they're in Lasher field goal range. RD has a career long of 53. the look of a young man who would like another opportunity. He looks surprisingly relaxed given the situation.
There's an end, not relaxed.
No.
That gray hair is coming from these kind of games.
Second down, nearly 10. Option. Out of bounds, Williams, after a gain of 1, he got just across the 44.
Stops the clock, so they don't have to use a timeout. They still have 2 downs. Not a bad call by Larry Coker right there, because man caught him sleeping a little bit, playing pass all the way, man coverage, run the receiver off and the defensive back, and you get a big play. Now they've got to throw the football to get the first down again.
A minute 5 to play. It's 3rd down and 7 for Oklahoma. Just outside the Texas 43.
Watch Adrian Cooper.
The pass is caught. Adrian Cooper indeed made the catch, and he's out of bounds now in field goal range at the 35-yard line.
Adrian Cooper is 6'6", 260. They ran him on a crossing route. Again, you have man coverage. And when you have man coverage, you run crossing routes. Lance Gunn was the player who was running behind him. Good throw by Cale Gundy. They blitzed him last time and didn't get to him.
First down, Sooners at the 35 of Texas. Less than a minute to play. Rashid.
We're coming down to the last second field goal right here.
Still a long field goal. This puts pressure on Lasher if they're content to run plays like that and make him try from about 50 yards.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised they run the ball again to the tailback.
They do on the delay. Ike Lewis lost the football. Spotted down at the 32.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
Timeout called by Oklahoma. The ball came free again. It's spotted down at the 32-yard line.
Here you see Ike Lewis running and turning, and the ball comes loose late. It's very difficult for us to see it.
I think he was down.
It's the first time you agree with an official since we...
I say this. I think with all the talk about Texas going to the Southeast Conference, perhaps, David McWilliams is probably happy he's not going there if he has to see this officiating crew again. He has not been pleased. And I think the breaks, if there have been any, have pretty well evened out, although I don't think that man would agree. 3rd down and 6 upcoming for Oklahoma at the 31. They are in field goal range, so what do you do?
Try some kind of quick pass to Adrian Cooper again. If they're going to play man coverage like they are, try to get the ball to tight end. But I think what Oklahoma will try to do right now is set the field goal up in the middle of the field. Give the ball to the tailback, let him hit the middle of the field, set up the field goal. They have 1 timeout. They have no timeouts left.
If they do that, they have to have the field goal unit ready to come on the field. They do not have a timeout to send them out.
The scoreboard took that off late, so they've got to throw the football right here. They can't afford to run it.
Texas leads 14-13, 25 seconds left in the game. 3rd down and 6 for Oklahoma at the Longhorn 31. They keep it on the ground with Lewis. He gets to the 29. Here comes the field goal unit without a timeout.
The Texas guys will lay on that ball as long as they can. That's a tough thing about running it there. That clock winding down, but they're going to get a shot at this one. 4th down.
From 47 yards to win it for Oklahoma. Lasher's kick is no good.
congratulated by the Texas supporters and his teammates. Here's the field goal from 47 yards to win it that went wide left.
It came down to this, and he just hooked it just a little bit to the left. And the last time when he kicked the field goal, the ball was blocked up the middle, so he probably tried to get a little bit more height on this particular kick.
Now let me ask you a question from a coaching standpoint as we look at the reaction of the Longhorns who watched it sail wide.
Right away that it was going to go to the left.
Certainly Anthony Curl did as he danced around in front of Lasher. If you're going to run the ball as they did on the play just prior to that, before the field goal, without a timeout, and they ran a play that really looked like it was designed to get the ball in the middle of the field, maybe pick up a couple of yards, then turn the field goal out there. Why bother running a play like that where you can't stop the clock? You have to rush the field goal unit out. That was a rushed sequence at the end. Why not spike the ball right in the ground if you want to, or throw it away? You're already in field goal range. Then there's no rush.
Well, I think their whole idea was to get the ball in the middle of the field. That's what they were trying to do, and pick up a couple yards, then rush him on. Every day in practice, you practice that, where you get the kicker running out on the field without any timeouts. So they practice that. That's something that they've done often.
Let's go down to the field. Kevin Kiley's with winning coach David McWilliams.
Thank you very much, Sean. David, 23 games against Oklahoma. Is this the biggest one?
This is the biggest one because it was the hardest one. I tell you, I didn't know if we were going to be able to win it. We couldn't get much going offensively, and then we make an 89-yard drive. Our defense kept us in it the whole time.
The defense played remarkably well. They gave up a lot of yardage. They dominated you the whole game, and yet, what's that saying? Whatever it takes?
That's right, whatever it takes, and the score is 14-13.
Is Texas back?
We're back.
Okay, David McWilliams, back up to you guys.
David's record as head coach at Texas now back to the even 500 mark at 19-19, but more importantly, he's won 2 in a row over his arch rival, the Oklahoma Sooners. What a game at the Cotton Bowl. Texas wins it 14-13. The Ream most valuable players of the game for Texas, Keith Cash. He caught the winning touchdown pass from Peter Gardere. For Oklahoma, linebacker Joe Bowden, the junior from Mesquite, Texas. He was in on 9 tackles for the Sooners. Again, our final score, Texas 14 and Oklahoma 13. For Mike Gottfried and Kevin Kiley, Sean McDonough saying so long from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas.